Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming today. I have selected our listening topic from Cambridge English book IELTS 10 Test 2. You will get direct and indirect information from the audio, so be careful about it. Try to give your focus to every word. I highly suggest you all to keep pen and paper with you so that you can jot down the points which are necessary for your answer. So without making any delay, let's get started. Just tell me whether the topic is visible to you or not.
It is visible.
Okay, let's get started.
All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections.
Is the sound okay to you?
Yes.
Okay.
At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to section 1. Section 1. You will hear a man interviewing a woman in the street about her use of transport. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. You will see that there is an example that has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first.
Excuse me,
Yes,
I wonder if you could spare a few minutes to do a survey on transport. It won't take long.
no, that's fine.
Lovely. The survey is on behalf of the local council. They'd like to know about what transport you use and any suggestions for improvement. Can I start by asking you how you travelled to town today?
Sure, I came on the bus.
The woman travelled to town by bus.
Okay. Here you have got two grammatical terms. That is, when you will use determiner from any transport, you can use one or in. One the bus, and you will see the question by bus. If you use the transport without any determiner before the transport, only bus, train, then you can use by bus, by train, by plane. But if you use determiner like a and da, so you can use one or in. One the bus, one the train, one the plane, like this way. So let's go forward.
So bus has been written in the space. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5.
Excuse me,
Yes,
I wonder if you could spare a few minutes to do a survey on transport. It won't take long.
no, that's fine.
Lovely. The survey is on behalf of the local council. They'd like to know about what transport you use and any suggestions for improvement. Can I start by asking you how you travelled to town today?
Sure, I came on the bus.
Great. Now, can I get a few details about yourself?
Okay,
What's your
it's
yes,
harder.
lovely.
Yes, it's HARDIE.
Great, thanks. And can I have
Okay, already you have got the information for number 1. What's her name?
Hardia.
Write down the word in the message box because it's a difficult word. So please write down.
HARDIA.
Hardia. Hardia. Hardia.
H-R-R-D-I-E. Hardy. Okay, Louisa Hardy. Okay, let's go forward. No, the spelling is not right. It will be S-R-R-D-I-E. Please listen to it again.
It's Louisa
Yes.
Hardy.
Can you spell that, please?
Yes, it's H-A-R-D-I-E.
D-I-E. Is it clear to you right now?
Yes, sir.
Louisa Hardy. Okay, let's go forward.
Great. Thanks. And can I have your address?
It's 19 Whitestone Road.
Oh, right. I know that area. It's Bradfield, isn't it?
That's
Okay. What is the information for 2?
19 Western
19.
Road.
90 or 19? What do you say?
Teen.
19. 19. 19.
19, yeah. 19 is the correct answer. So those who think it will be 19, you should get 1 point here. So let's go forward.
right.
Is the postcode GT7?
It's actually GT8 2LC.
Great. And could I ask?
Okay. What is our post?
Sir, sorry, excuse me, sir. Your audio is not really clear. It's breaking a lot.
My audio is not clear. What about other participants? Is it clear
Actually,
or not?
sir, why is it not clear? When the girl is talking about the answer is not clear.
Actually, it's not my audio problem. She is speaking very fast, so try to guess her word carefully.
Yes, sir. It's her accent. Her accent like it.
It's not my problem. Okay, listen to her again. If you listen to her deeply with deep attention, I think you'll be able to understand her. Be careful.
19 Whitestone Road.
Oh, right. I know that area. It's Bradfield, isn't it?
That's right.
Is the postcode GT7?
It's actually GT8 2LC.
Great. And could I ask what your job?
Okay. Tell me her postcode.
GT8 2LC.
Anyone else, please? Michelle, what do you think?
I say G282LC.
Anyone else, please? Sreshta, Jiha, Ali.
Sir, GD at 12.
No, actually it will be GE8 2LC. Listen to her again.
Road.
Oh, right. I know that area. It's Bradfield, isn't it?
That's right.
Is the postcode GT7?
The man said, is the postcode GT7, which is wrong. So now the woman will correct it. So listen to her. GT.
It's actually GT8
GT8. Then
2LC.
Great.
2LC.
And could I ask what your job?
Listen to it again.
Postcode GT7?
It's actually GT8 2LC.
Okay, is it clear right now?
Yes.
Yes, crystal clear.
Yeah. So perhaps it has already been clear to you that it's not my audio problem. It's your problem. You have to give more attention here. Okay, let's go forward.
Great. And could I ask what your job is? Are you a student?
I've actually just finished my training. I'm a hairdresser.
Oh, right. And one more question in this set.
Okay, already you have got the information for 4. What do you think?
Hairdresser.
Yes.
She's a hairdresser.
Hairdresser, yeah. She's a hairdresser. All of you have got the right point. So let's go forward.
What is the reason for you coming into town today?
Actually, it's not for shopping today, which would be my normal reason, but to see the dentist.
Right. Thanks.
Yeah, already you have got the information. She hasn't come here for shopping, but she has come here for another reason. What is the reason?
To go to the dentist.
To go to the dentist. What about others?
Did not get.
Yeah, it's to go to the dentist. Okay, listen to it again. It will be clear to you.
Actually, it's not for shopping today, which would be my normal reason, but to see the dentist.
Right.
She has said here to see the dentist, but in the question you can see to go to the dentist. She said
Okay, sir.
to see the dentist.
Go to the dentist. Okay.
You have got the synonym of to see, to go. Is it okay right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Clear.
Let's go forward. Okay.
Thanks. Before you hear the rest of the interview, you'll have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 6 to 10.
Now, in this last section, I'd like you to give us some ideas about the facilities and arrangements in the city for getting to and from work. Any suggestions you have for improvements?
Well, something I've thought about for some time is that when I do walk and I'm doing a later shift, I think the lighting should be better.
Yes, good point.
And of course, I think it's a real shame.
Okay, already you have got the information for 6. What do you think?
It's a lighting.
Anyone else, please? You all should try. Michelle.
I didn't get it.
Okay, of course, it's lighting. So let's hear it.
For some time is that when I do walk and I'm doing a later shift, I think the lighting should be better.
Yeah.
The lighting should be better. And here you get a better lighting. The change of the structure just. The information is almost the same, but in different way. The way of speaking is different. The lighting should be better, and here you get better lighting. Is it clear right now?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So
So the lighting is noun, isn't it?
the lighting should be better. Yeah, it's noun. If you get one word after article, then the word will be noun. If you get 2 words, then the first word will be adjective and the last word will be noun. And if you get 3 words, then the first word will be adverb, the second word will be adjective, and the third word will be noun. Just remember this technique.
After the or other words or any.
After determiner.
Okay.
Determiner means
The,
and
that.
the, this, that.
Sir, sorry, sir, for the disturbance. Would you repeat this?
Do you understand determiner?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay. Adjective falls into 8 types, and among them, proper adjective and adjective of quality. These 2 adjectives are called modifier, and the other 6 adjectives are called determiner. That means demonstrative adjective, these, that, these, those. Possessive adjective or pronominal adjective, my, our, your, his, her, their. Then adjective of number, just like cardinal number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ordinal number, first, second, third. Multiplicative, single, double, triple. Then numeral adjective, indefinite numeral adjective, just like some, several, many, any. Then distributive adjective, is, either, neither. Interrogative adjective, which, what, whose. After this adjective, these are called determiner. After this word, if you get one word, then the word will be noun. And if you get 2 words, then the word will be adjective and noun. Okay, I'm showing you the direct note. Just give me 1 minute. I think it will be clear to you.
Sir, I got it, your point. I know actually determiner, it's a really separate things. There are many determiner.
Okay. Just to tell me, is the topic visible to you? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. When a word modifies noun or pronoun, then the word will be adjective. Modify means to give more meaning. That means when a word gives more meaning to noun or pronoun, then the very word will be adjective. And when a word gives more meaning to adjective or verb or adverb or preposition or conjunction or to the whole question, then the word will be adverb. And you can remember it very easily. When the word modifies noun or pronoun, the word will be adjective. And if the word doesn't modify noun or pronoun, then the word, of course, will be adverb. This is number 1 technique. Then the second technique is, you should remember these words. The article, a, and the, demonstrative adjective. These are demonstrative adjective. Then possessive adjective. These are possessive adjective. Then preposition, any kind of preposition. I have mentioned here only a few preposition. Then indefinite numeral adjective, some, several, many, any. After these words, if you get one word, then the word will be noun. That is, suppose you have got a boy, then boy is here a noun. If you get 2 words after these words, for example, I have taken a, but you have to understand all the words mentioned here. If you get 2 words, then the first word will be adjective and the second. Suppose a clever boy. Here, clever is an adjective and boy is a noun. If you get 3 words, Then the first word will be adverb, the second word will be adjective, and the third word will be noun, just like this. Very clever boy. Here, very adverb, clever adjective, and boy, noun. And another technique, after these words, if you get off, then all these words are pronoun. Also, if you get these words as subject or object, then these words are also pronoun. Then if you get after these words a noun, then these words will be adjective. But of course, we have to get a direct noun. Suppose is boy, every boy, some boys. Here, some is an adjective. And if you get like this, some of the boys, here some is a pronoun. And another thing, if you get both neither daughter or neither daughter nor, then they are conjunction. Then if you get so daughter as daughter as, so daughter that, then the first so as so, these are adverb, and the last or second as that, these are conjunction. And if you get like this, the same daughter as, sas as, or sas are, daughter as, sas and daughter as, or there is no daughter but, then this is an adjective, sas is an adjective, and no is an adjective. And here, as, and bird will be a relative pronoun. Is it clear to you right now?
It is clear, but it's quite difficult.
No, it's not difficult. Actually, it's easy. But
Very this kind of quickly we cannot learn these kind of materials.
It's a timing task, because
we will try our best, but we will try our best in practice.
For this, we have to memorize these words. If you keep these words in your memory, then it will be okay. You will be understand this technique very easily. And if you don't memorize it, then it will be difficult. But
okay,
this is the best technique to identify any kind of parts of space within a very short time.
Yeah, this is the best technique, and you have very well. But we will try our best to improve our quick learning skills.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Assalam.
We really appreciate you.
You are welcome there. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Go back to our listening class.
Okay, when the listening session will be started?
It has already been started.
Okay, sir. I'm sorry to late join.
Okay, let's go forward.
Yes, good point.
Okay.
And of course, I think it's a real shame they've been cutting down on the number of footpaths. They should have more of those. Then people would walk more.
Yes, right.
And I don't think there are enough trains. That's why I don't use them. You have to wait so long.
Thanks. And
Okay, already you have got the information for 7. What do you think? What is the information for 7?
Sir, may you please kindly repeat it?
Okay. Listen to it again.
I think the lighting should be better.
yes, good point.
And of course, I think it's a real shame they've been cutting down on the number of footpaths. They should have more of those. Then people would walk more.
Yes, right.
And I don't think there are enough trains. That's why I don't use them. You have to wait so long.
Thanks. And finally,
Okay, what do you think?
Walking.
Anyone else, please?
No, sir, I can't understand what she
Sir,
says.
it might be trains.
Yeah. Actually, you have heard in the audio that I don't think there is enough train.
Yes.
And they have said the synonymous idea here, more frequent train. Listen to it again, then it will be clear to you.
Yes, good point.
And of course, I think it's a real shame they've been cutting down on the number of footpaths. They should have more of those. Then people would walk more.
Yes, right.
And I don't think there are enough trains.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe today the audio is somewhat difficult if I compare it with our previous days. Because she is delivering her speech very fast. So you have to understand that. Okay, let's go forward.
That's why I don't use them. You have to wait so long.
Thanks. And finally, I'd like to ask your opinion on cycling. As you may know, there's a drive in the city to get more people to cycle to work.
Right.
But we realise that there are things which the council, but also employers might do to help encourage workers to cycle to work.
Yeah. Well, I have thought about it. And where I work, there are no safe places to leave your bikes.
Okay.
And also,
Okay, already you have got the information for it. What do we think?
Safe.
Anyone else, please?
Safe.
Sir, without problem, I got nothing.
Okay, of course, it's safe.
There are two problems. One is a technical problem. We met a problem in our
It's
school
your
in
problem
the second
because
their accent. They are very fast.
yeah, of course. It's an exam. So in exam, you have to face some problems because exam is always difficult to anyone. So let's listen to it again. I think it will be clear to you. It's safe. Safe will be the right answer.
Workers to cycle to work.
yeah. Well, I have thought about it. And where I work, there are no safe places to leave your bikes.
There are no safe places to leave a bike. And we have got here parking places for bicycles.
Yes,
That is,
got it.
they have used the synonym sentence, synonymous sentence. Is it clear to you, right?
Yes, now it's clear.
Okay, let's go forward.
Okay.
And also, I'd have to cycle uphill. And on a hot day, I'd arrive at work pretty sweaty. So I think I'd need a shower somewhere at work.
Right.
And I suppose the last thing.
Okay, already we have got the information for 9.
Shower.
Anyone else, please?
No, sir.
Yes, it's shower because after her work, she gets sweat. So she needs shower. Would you like to hear it again?
Have to cycle uphill. And on a hot day, I'd arrive at work pretty sweaty. So I think I'd need a shower somewhere at work.
Right.
Is it clear right now?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. Okay. You have only one question of this part, so be careful about it.
And I suppose the last thing is that I wouldn't be all that confident about cycling on such busy roads. I think I'd like to see you offering training for that. You know, I'd feel a lot better about starting if that was the case.
Well,
Okay, already you have got the information for 10. What do you think?
Trick.
No. Anyone, please?
No, sir.
It's easy. Be attentive. I think they'll be able to find out it. Okay, listen to her again.
The roads. I think I'd like to see you offering training for that. You know, I'd feel a lot better.
Have you got it?
Training.
Training. Yeah, Miss Health. You have got. Okay, listen to her again, then it will be clear to you. It will be training. She will offer training. She will offer training. And here you have got the opportunity to have cycling training. They are using very much synonym. So be careful about it. Listen to her again.
And on a hot day, I'd arrive at work pretty sweaty. So I think I'd need a shower somewhere at work.
Right.
And I suppose the last thing is that I wouldn't be all that confident about cycling on such busy roads. I think I'd like to see you offering training for that, you know.
Is it clear right now?
Yes, clear, sir.
Okay, already you have answered 10 questions from
Sir,
one.
what she say? I just listen training. But
Training.
before what, sir?
Yeah, it will be training. Okay, now write down please your score in the message. Write down your score. Mr. 7 and anyone please, yeah, write down your score.
Sir, Mr. Azimuddin, I had just one question.
What sound is it? Okay. I have got only 2 scores from Michelle and Riyadh. Michelle 7 and Riyadh 8. You should write down your score. It's better to write down here. Okay, let's go forward because already we have completed our section 1 and we'd like to start our section 2. Let's go forward.
I'd feel a lot better about starting if that was the case.
Well, that's very helpful. Thank you very much for your time.
No problem. Bye.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 2. Section 2. You will hear a representative of the City Council giving information about 2 new facilities which are opening soon in the city. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 14. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 14.
Good morning. I'm very pleased to have this opportunity to say a little about 2 exciting new developments in the city: the Brackenside open-air swimming pool and the Children's Adventure Playground in Central Park. As many of you may know, the idea for these initiatives came from you, the public, in the extensive consultation exercise which the City Council conducted last year. And they have been realized using money from the SWRDC, the Southwest Regional Development Commission.
Okay, already you have got the information. Please tell me.
A.
C. C.
Anyone else, please?
C.
Sorry, it is
It's a local people.
The answer is C.
because
A.
the idea came from. You have heard it in the audio that the idea came from. So the idea came from people. Would you like to hear it again? Hey.
Sure, sir.
In extensive consultation, the children's playground in Central Park. As many of you may know, the idea for these initiatives came from you, the public.
Is it clear to you right now?
Yes, can everyone mute their phones, please?
Who is it? Okay, let's go forward.
An extensive consultation exercise which the City Council conducted last year, and they have been realised using money from the SWRDC, the Southwest Regional Development Commission. First of all, Brackenside Pool. As many of the older members of the audience will remember, there used to be a wonderful open-air pool on the seafront 30 years ago, but it had to close when it was judged to be unsafe. For the design of this new heated pool, we were very happy to secure the talents of internationally renowned architect Ellen Wendon, who has managed to combine a charming 1930s design, which fits in so well with many of the other buildings in the area, with up-to-the-minute features such as a recycling system, the only one of its kind in the world, which enables seawater to be used in the pool. Now, there's been...
Okay, already you have got the information. But the fact is that you have got here the indirect information.
A. The answer is A.
What is unusual about Brackenside Pool?
A. Its architectural style.
Anyone else, please?
It's A.
Then
Sir, actually, it's architecture.
Mr. Riyad, you have a huge internet problem. So fix your problem first.
It's not me.
Actually, the answer of this question will be C. Its method of water treatment. So listen to it again carefully. Okay, listen to it again, please.
who has managed to combine a charming 1930s design, which fits in so well with many of the other buildings in the area, with up-to-the-minute features such as a recycling system, the only one of its kind in the world, which enables seawater to be used in the pool.
Is it clear?
Yes, it
Yes, sir,
is.
got it.
See. So already it has been clear to you that the listening task is not always easy. Sometimes you have to face some difficult problems and you have to handle it. So let's go forward.
Now, there's been quite a bit of discussion in the local press about whether there would be enough room for the number of visitors we're hoping to attract, but the design is deceptive and there have been rigorous checks about capacity. Also, just in case you were wondering, we're on schedule for June the 15th opening date and well within budget, a testimony to the excellent work of local contractors, Hickman's. We hope that as many people as possible will be there on June the 15th. We have engaged award-winning actress Coral White to declare the pool open, and there'll be drinks and snacks available at the poolside. There'll also be a competition for the public to decide on the sculpture we plan to have at the entrance. You will decide which famous historical figure from the city we should have.
Okay. Already you have got the information. What do you think?
18, it's
Sir,
C.
I think the cost of project.
Michelle, what do you think?
C.
do you think C? Anyone else, please? You should share your ideas. Whether your
B.
answer is right or wrong, it's not the fact. But you should try your
B.
best.
The cost of project.
The cost of project.
C, the size of the facilities.
Yeah. The right answer is C, the size of the facilities. Only Michelle and Rabia is right. Okay, let's go forward.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20.
Sir, we didn't do number 14.
Look at questions 15 to 20.
At the poolside. There'll also be a competition for the public to decide on the sculpture we have at the entrance. You will decide which famous historical figure from the city we should have.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 15.
Okay, already you have got the information for 14. What do you think?
It's A.
A.
The right answer is
A. A.
Sir, but it's not clear.
It's clear, Mr. Riyad. Listen to it again.
No, sir, I didn't.
The pool open.
The audio is not clear to you.
Audio is clear to me, but answer is not clear. So please stop the video. Actually, exact answer.
Okay, okay.
Hickman's. We hope that as many people as possible will be there on June the 15th. We have engaged award-winning actress Coral White to declare the pool open. And there'll be drinks and snacks available at the poolside. There'll also be a competition for the public to decide what we plan to have at the entrance. You will decide which famous historical figure from the city we should have.
Is it clear?
Yes, it is.
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's go forward.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20.
Go through the information first.
I did this, but.
Now listen and answer question 15.
Okay, you will hear the idea from here, and you have to match it with this question. That means you have to write down the letter, only the letter. So be careful about it.
To 20.
And now, moving on to the Central Park Playground, which we're pleased to announce has just won the Douglas Award for Safety. The news came through only last week. The unique design is based on the concept of the global village, with the playground being divided into 6 areas showing different parts of the world, each with a representative feature. For example, there is a section on Asia, and this is represented by rides and equipment in the shape of snakes, orangutans, tigers, and so on, fauna native to the forests of the region.
Okay, already you have got the information for 15. What do you think? Which is right for 15?
E.
Anyone else?
Local animals.
Yeah, it's also E. What about others?
Ancient pot.
Asia versus local animals. The answer of this 15 is E. E will be the correct answer. You can listen to the audio again.
For example, there is a section on Asia, And this is represented by rides and equipment in the shape of snakes, orangutans, tigers, and so on, fauna native to the forests of the region.
Is it clear to you right now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go forward.
Moving south to the Antarctic, we couldn't run to an ice rink, I'm afraid, but opted instead for climbing blocks in the shape of mountains. I thought they could have had slides for the
Okay. Already you have got the information for 16. What do you think?
F.
C.
Mountain.
Ali, yes, Ali.
I think C. C.
Ali thinks C. Then Rabia and Michelle will go with F. Anyone else, please? Please mention your answer.
Sir, if they are talking about slides, then it can be F, mountains.
You have to go with one answer. What is your answer from your side?
Sir, now I'm going with the sir, slides can be done on ice and snow.
Just mention one letter. Is it C or F?
C.
From your side, yes, C. Mr. Riyad, would you like to share something? Riyad is not with us. Okay. The correct answer is F. Mountains.
Oh, right.
Is it clear to you, right, Ali, right now?
Yes, sir. That is clear.
Okay, then let's go forward.
glaciers, but the designers did want to avoid being too literal. Then on to South America, and here the theme is El Dorado, games replicating the search for mines full of precious stones. And then moving up to North America.
Okay, already you have got the information for 17.
D.
What do you think? Other part?
D.
Yeah, Misael, from your side, it's D. And what about the others? Please mention your answer.
D.
Anyone else, please?
D, sir.
Yeah, precious stones. You have heard in the audio, precious stone. So the synonym of precious stone is jewels. So the answer D is right for 17. So let's go forward.
Yeah, here there was considerable debate. I know the contribution of cinema and jazz was considered, but the designers finally opted for rockets and the International Space Station. Eastwards to Europe.
Okay, already we have got the information for North America.
H.
For 18.
H. Space
Yes, sir.
travel.
H.
H. Yeah,
Space travel.
space travel. Okay, let's go forward. Thank you very much. You are doing very well this time, Miss L.
Then, and perhaps
Thank
the
you.
traditional choice of all the areas, medieval castles and other fortifications. Then last but not least, moving south to Africa.
Okay, already we have got the information for Europe, that is 19.
A.
Anyone, please?
Did not get the answer, sir.
Okay, listen to it again because it passed very fast.
Towards to Europe then, and perhaps the most traditional choice of all the areas, medieval castles and other fortifications. Then last but not
Yes,
least,
Is it clear?
castles. Yes, sir. Castles. It means A, ancient forts.
Yeah. Okay, let's go forward.
moving south to Africa, and a whole set of wonderful mosaics and trails to represent the great rivers of this fascinating and varied continent. Now, the opening date for our global playground is the 10th of July. And again, we'd love to see you there. So make a date and come and see this magnificent original new amenity right in the heart of the city.
That is the end.
Already we have got the information for Africa. What do you think?
Yes, sir. Music and film.
Michelle? It's different. Okay.
Sir, music and film.
No.
G.
Listen to it again.
Global Playground is the 10th of July. And again, we'd love to see you there. So make a date and come and see this magnificent for climbing blocks in the shape of mountains. I thought they could have had slides for the glaciers, but the designers did want to avoid being too literal. Then on to South America. And here the theme is El Dorado, games replicating the search for mines full of precious stones. And then moving up to North America, here there was considerable debate. I know the contribution of cinema and jazz was considered, but the designers finally opted for rockets, International Space Station. Eastwards to Europe then, and perhaps the most traditional choice of all the areas, medieval castles and other fortifications. Then last but not least, moving south to Africa, and a whole set of wonderful mosaics and trails to represent the great rivers of this fascinating and varied continent. Now, the opening date for our global playground is the 10th of July. And again, we'd love to see you there. So make a date and come and see this magnificent original new amenity right in the heart of the city.
Okay, is it clear
That
right
is
now?
the end of section 2.
Yes.
Yes, sir. G. Question. Music and film.
It's I.
No. It will be B. Okay, listen to it again. Maybe you are missing the information.
Love to see you. So make a date and come, but not least, south to Africa, and a whole set of wonderful mosaics and trails to represent the great rivers of this fascinating and varied continent. Now, the opening.
Yeah. It will be G, music and film. Okay.
Yes, sir. G.
Let's go forward.
The date for our global playground is the 10th of July. And again, we'd love to see you there. So make a date and come and see this magnificent original new amenity right in the heart of the city.
That is the end. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 3. Section 3. You will hear 2 anthropology students called Victor and Olivia discussing their joint presentation about a Norwegian explorer called Thor Heyerdahl. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 24. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 24.
Right, well, for our presentation, shall I start with the early life of Thor Heyerdahl?
Sure. But why don't you begin with describing the type of boy he was, especially his passion for collecting things?
That's right. He had his own little museum. And I think it's unusual for children to develop their own values. and not join in their parents' hobbies. I'm thinking of how Hayadal wouldn't go hunting with his dad, for example.
Yeah, he preferred to learn about nature by listening to his mother read to him. And quite early on, he knew he wanted to become an explorer when he grew up. That came from his camping trips he went on in Norway, I think.
No, it was climbing that he spent his time on as a young man.
Oh, right. After university, he married a classmate and together they decided to experience living on a...
Okay, already you have got the information for 21 and 22. That is, you can answer this part. What do you think?
C and B.
Anyone else, please? Perhaps nurse becomes ill.
I'm going down with a fever.
Yeah. Okay, actually the answer B and C. So would you like to listen to it again? Okay, so then let's go forward. Of course, the answer would be B and C.
Small island to find out how...
That he spent his time on as a young man.
Oh, right. After university, he married a classmate and together they decided to experience living on a small island to find out how harsh weather conditions shaped people's lifestyles.
As part of their preparation, before they left home, they learned basic survival skills like building a shelter. I guess they needed that knowledge in order to live wild in a remote location with few inhabitants, cut off by the sea, which is what they were aiming to do.
An important part of your talk should be the radical theory Hayadal formed from examining mysterious ancient carvings that he happened to find on the island. I think you should finish with that.
Okay.
Okay, what do you think?
E and D.
E and
D. To learn survival skills.
anyone else, please? E is right. E is right, but D is not right.
Okay.
Okay, it will be B. B and E.
Okay.
Experience an islanded place. Okay, let's go forward.
Before you hear the rest of the discussion, you have some time to look at questions 25 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 25 to 30.
All right, Victor. So after your part, I'll talk about Tor Heyerdahl's adult life, continuing from the theory he had about Polynesian migration. Up until that time, of course, academics had believed that humans first migrated to the islands in Polynesia from Asia in the West.
Yes, they thought that travel from the east was impossible because of the huge empty stretch of ocean that lies between the islands and the nearest inhabited land.
Yes, but Heyerdahl spent ages studying the cloud movements, ocean currents, and wind patterns to find if it was actually possible. And another argument was that there was no tradition of large shipbuilding in the communities lying to the east of Polynesia. But
Okay, already you have got the information for 25. What do you think?
A.
A. Yes.
Yes. Answer is A. So let's go forward.
Iredale knew they made lots of coastal voyages in locally built canoes.
Yes, or sailing on rafts, as was shown by the long voyage that Iredale did next. It was an incredibly risky journey to undertake. Sometimes I wonder if he did that trip for private reasons, you know, to show others that he could have spectacular adventures. What do you think, Olivia?
Well, I think it was more a matter of simply trying out his idea to see if migration from the east was possible.
Yes, that's probably it. And the poor guy suffered a bit at that time because the war forced him to stop his work for some years.
Yes. When he got started again and planned his epic voyage, do you think it was important to him that he achieve it before anyone else did?
I haven't read anywhere that that was his motivation. The most important factor seems to have been that he used only ancient techniques and local materials to build his raft.
Yes. I wonder how fast it went.
Well, it took them 97 days from South America to the Pacific Islands.
And after that, Iredale went to Easter Island, didn't he? We should mention the purpose of that trip. I think he sailed there in a boat made out of reeds.
No, that was later on in Egypt, Olivia.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Okay, already you have got the information for 26 and 27. First answer 26.
C.
Okay. Mr. Riyad, what do you think?
Yes, sir. It's maybe C.
Maybe not. We have to say, is it C or not? No, maybe.
Yes, sir. I am agree with Mr.
Okay, you agree with Miss L. Okay, of course, it is C. C is the right answer. And 27?
What was the most important?
I think it's B.
Sir, it's C. The use of authentic construct. C.
Yeah. It will be C.
Okay.
The use of authentic construction methods. Okay, let's go forward.
But what he wanted to do was talk to the local people about their old stone carvings and then make one himself to learn more about the process.
I see. Well, what a great life. Even though many of his theories have been disproven, he certainly left a lasting impression on many disciplines, didn't he? To my mind, he was the first person to establish what modern academics call practical archaeology. I mean, that they try to recreate something from the past today.
Okay, already you have got the information for 28 and 29. First, tell me what is right for 28.
So it's a to build a stone statue.
Michelle.
Statues.
C.
Actually, the answer for 28 is A. To build a stone.
Because of first of all, they actually give they show that actually to learn the local language, but then they also change their answer.
Okay, what about 29?
Established
Archaeology as an academic subject. C.
Is it C or B?
C.
No.
It's also doubtful because we also related to development.
Yeah.
It will be B. The development of archaeological methodology. B. Okay, let's here.
Like he did with his raft trip. It's unfortunate that his ideas about where Polynesians originated from have been completely discredited.
Yes. Right. Well, I'll prepare a PowerPoint slide at the end that acknowledges our sources. I mainly used The Life and Work of Tor Heyerdahl by William Oliver. I thought the research methods he used were very sound, although I must say I found the overall tone somewhat old-fashioned. I think they need to do a new, revised edition.
Yeah, I agree. What about the subject matter? I found it really challenging.
Well, it's a complex issue.
I thought the book had lots of good points. What did you think of these?
Okay, already we have got the information for 30. What do you think?
It's A.
It's A. Riyadh.
Yes, sir. It's a A. Its style is out of date.
Old-fashioned. In the audio, we have heard the word old-fashioned. The synonym of old-fashioned is out of date. Okay, please write down your score. Michelle 7 and Mr. Riyadh. Riyadh, do you have his score?
Yes, sir.
His score, please write down it's 7. Okay, let's go forward, and we have come to the final section, that is section 4. And here, this section is very easy, and you will hear the audio very first here. Okay, let's go forward.
That is the end of section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 4. Section 4. You will hear a business student predicting how management might change in the next few years. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Well, I've been talking to managers in a number of businesses and reading surveys about the future of management. And what I'm going to present in this seminar is a few ideas about how the activity is likely to change in the next 10 years. It isn't a scientific statistical analysis, just some ideas for us to discuss. One area I want to mention is business markets, and I'm sure a really significant development will be a major increase in competition with companies from all around the world.
Okay. Tell me.
Competition.
Mr. Riyadh.
Yes. Competition, major competition.
Competition, yeah. Competition is the right answer. Okay, let's go forward.
Trying to sell similar products. Consumers will have much more choice. Food products sold in Australia might be manufactured in the USA, China, Finland, and dozens of other countries. At the same time, mergers and takeovers mean that governments are actually losing power to major global corporations. We can probably all think of companies that exert a great deal of influence, which may be good for consumers.
Okay, already we have got the information for 32, 33, and 34.
Huh?
Would you like to hear it? Actually, it's very first. Okay. Hear it again.
Finland, and dozens of other countries. At the same time, mergers and takeovers mean that governments are actually some ideas for us to discuss. One area I want to mention is business markets, and I'm sure a really significant development will be a major increase in competition with companies from all around the world trying to.
Okay. You have got the information for 32.
I didn't hear it.
Okay, listen to it again.
Yes. One area I want to mention is business markets, and I'm sure a really significant development will be a major increase in competition with companies from all around the world trying to sell similar.
What do you think? You have to use the adjective of world here. Companies all over the world. That means global companies. Global is the right answer for this question. That is for 32. Companies all over the world. So you can say global companies. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, let's go forward.
Products. Consumers will have much more choice. For instance, just some ideas for us to discuss. One area I want to mention is business markets, and I'm sure a really significant development will be a major increase in competition with companies from all around the world trying to sell similar products. Consumers will have much more choice. For instance, food products sold in Australia might be manufactured in the USA, China, Finland, and dozens of other countries. At the same time, mergers and takeovers mean that governments are actually losing power to major global corporations. We can probably all think of companies that exert a great deal of influence, which may be good for consumers. A third point I want to make about markets is that in the rapidly...
Okay, now tell me. Rising dash in certain countries. Rising what?
Influence.
Rising influence. Yeah, almost. There is also right answer. Influence or demand.
Okay.
You can use the word demand. Same. Both of them are synonyms. Okay, let's go forward.
Expanding economies such as India, China, Brazil, and Russia, demand is growing very fast. This is putting pressure on resources all over the world. I think businesses are becoming more open to external influences. In particular, Companies are consulting customers more and more before making their business decisions. Companies are finding out what they want and providing it, instead of making products and then trying to sell them, which is the model of years ago. Another influence is that concerns about the environment will force manufacturers to extend product life cycles to reduce the amount of pollution and waste. And in some cases, regulation will need to be strengthened.
Okay, already we have got the information for 34 and 35.
34 is customers.
34 is customers. And Mr. Riyad? Is he with us or not?
He's no longer with us.
Okay. Of course, 34 is customers and 35?
Pollution.
Almost near the word. Listen to it again.
Concerns about the environment will force manufacturers to extend product life cycles to reduce the amount of pollution and waste. And in some cases, regulation will need to be strengthened.
What is?
Waste.
Regulations.
Oh.
Regulation. Listen to it again.
Product life cycles to reduce the amount of pollution and waste. And in some cases, regulation will need to be strengthened.
Regulation.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Let's go forward.
Many societies are much more fluid and democratic, and the structure of companies is changing to reflect that. I think we're going to see a greater emphasis within companies on teams created with a specific project in mind. And when the...
Okay. Already you have got the information for 36. What do you think?
Project.
Project, yeah, the specific project. And they have used there the synonym of the specific is particular. Okay.
Completed, the teams will be disbanded and new ones formed. More and more people see work as simply one part of their lifestyle, and not the most important one. And as the workforce is shrinking in some countries, businesses are having to compete for staff instead of being able to choose among a lot of applicants. Typical examples that will attract and retain staff are traditional ones like flexible hours and something that has been made possible by advances in technology.
Okay, well, we have got the information for 37.
Flexible.
Flexible, yeah.
Technology, remote working, with people based at their home, abroad, or almost anywhere they choose. Management styles will almost certainly continue to change. Senior managers will require a lot more than the efficiency that they've always needed. Above all, they'll need great skills in leadership so that...
Okay, already we have got the information for 38. What do you think?
Good skills.
No.
Leadership.
Yes, leadership.
Their organization can initiate and respond to change in a fast-moving world where they face lots of competing requirements and potential conflicts. In most of the world, the senior managers of large businesses are mainly men in their 50s and 60s. The predominant style of management will almost certainly become more consultative and collaborative, caused, above all, by more women moving into senior management.
Yeah. What?
Women.
Women, yeah. Let's go forward.
Management positions. Many of the changes are influenced by developments in the wider economy. The traditional emphasis of business was manufacturing, and of course, the service sector is very important. But we shouldn't overlook the growing financial contribution of IP, that is, intellectual property. Some books and films generate enormous sums from the sale of related DVDs, music, games, clothes, and so on. Another point I'd like to make is that although I've been talking about companies, one trend that they have to face is the move away from people working for the same employer for years. Instead, more and more people are becoming self-employed to gain the freedom and control over their lives that they're unlikely to get from being employed.
Okay, already we have got the information for 40. What do you think?
More and more self-workers.
What?
I don't know.
Self-employed. Self-employed. Listen to it again. Self-employed.
Okay.
Years. Instead, more and more people are becoming self-employed.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, now write down your score, total score. How much you have got out of 40?
Excuse me.
29 out of 40. Okay, that's nice. Maybe as you are sick, so you couldn't do well today.
Yeah. I actually tried my best.